Patrick Bach. Sorry. A lot of people going on today, but executive producer of the game, you're in charge of the whole bang here. So we got all these viewers. Tell us, what is your impression? What do you got for us? You know, just give it to us.
Yeah, so we started the show by showing the tank mission that we had at the press conference, which is a part of a single-player mission. That came through really well. I think people understand that we can go from the more infantry-based urban environments out to the big open landscapes with our vehicle focus and all, giving you the full battlefield experience. And then of course today here at the show we're showing multiplayer hands-on, and we have a big line. I think it's like 4.5 hours to get in, so people are really hungry to get some hands-on the multiplayer.
So what's your favorite part of this whole thing? I mean, obviously you've been with this organization, and what is the favorite place? What's really driving you about the Battlefield 3 that you think? I mean, the destruction, the Frostbite 2. I know that's bringing a lot of stuff into it, but I guess what do you feel is really the game changer here with Battlefield 3?
I think all the things you mentioned are things that will change the experience and make a better game. But I think the thing that all of these things, both the design decisions that we had, all the experience that we had over the years with Battlefield, together with the Frostbite 2 engine, and the new, more physical presence in the world that we're focusing on, gives you a deeper experience rather than a game that is built on gimmicks and cheap trills. People are used to playing thousands of hours of Battlefield, and those people know what they want. We are the same people that are building the game. We know what game we want, and that's the game we're building. So I think the big difference with Battlefield 3 compared to any of our other titles is that we actually took all the knowledge that we had in the studio and focused all of them into one product. And again, together with a brand new engine, we can't go wrong.
Well, we've already heard that the destruction is now going to let you take out enemies. And falling building, pieces of building. That's some of the huge stuff. I mean, obviously, having whole buildings fall in Bad Company is awesome, but this level of destruction is just amazing. And we're starting to see that the different levels. And can you talk to a little bit about the levels of destruction with the new Frostbite engine?
Yeah. So destruction has become kind of a hallmark for the Battlefield series since we started to experiment with it in Battlefield Bad Company 1. And that was a very bold move because no one else is really doing this, because most games are really static, and if you have effects it's on specific objects or if it's a set piece thing, which is cool, and I really like games that has that. But we wanted to take first-person shooters into the next generation by thinking, well, what's the thing missing that makes you feel like your weapons aren't powerful enough? I want to be able to interact with the world in a way that we haven't seen before. So, small guns make small holes and big guns make big holes, and that's the way we're thinking. And of course, you can't go over the top too much because we still want it to be an authentic game. So, taking down a full building, you need something to do that, and that's not a handgun, that's not a tank. You need bigger events than that. But then again, if you have a tank, you should be able to take down a big hole in a facade, for instance, or make pieces of a house fall over, or completely blow away a cover for the enemy.
One of the things that my team does at Off Duty Gamers is all military. So we've been breaking down your videos and nitpicking all the little things. And I got to tell you, you guys are doing an amazing job. I mean, for us to be able to nitpick some of the little things that we're seeing, you guys are doing great. I'd like to just kind of talk about what military interaction have you had? Obviously, you guys have to have a lot of hands-on and consultants working here. So as far as the military and talking to the guys who are in the military out there, who are actually boots on the ground doing this stuff, and hopefully they're watching right now. But what kind of interaction did you have with the military to get this done?
We actually had quite a lot of interaction with the military, as well as people that are more focused on the fun part of the game. Because again, it doesn't help if the game is authentic if it's not fun. So there's a lot of realistic games that are really boring, and you want Battlefield to be authentic but fun. So the authenticity will actually help us make a better game and a more fun game, rather than the other way around. Just making it a simulation and hope that someone will enjoy it. So we're working a lot with different military advisors, both local people, but also of course with Marines. And one name that you might recognize is Andy McNabb, who's been writing quite a few books on the subject, and he's also been involved in the movie Heat, being the weapon kind of advisor in that movie. And that's the type of people that we really love to work with, because it helps so much to get all the small things right. Even if we sometimes kind of take a shortcut, you want someone to remind you that like, it's okay to take that shortcut, but this is what you would do in real life. And then sometimes we have arguments on is it realistic or does it look cool? Sometimes realism doesn't feel exciting enough. So having people that have deep knowledge in this will actually help us find the right way of bending the rules, rather than just going AWOL and just ignore any of the rules that are out there.
Well, that's definitely. You're doing, like I said, you're doing an outstanding job. And one of the questions that I get asked, and I was prior to service U.S. Army, and so there's that inter-service rivalry. So one of the questions I was asked was, what's with all the love of the Marine Corps? When are we going to see some of the other services blend in here? We gonna, I mean, maybe not in Battlefield 3, but hey, maybe we can get some people off of Marines.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The good thing with the Marines is that they have a very wide range of weaponry and vehicles that fits the type of gameplay that we have. So the authentic part of the game is that you need someone that kind of fits with that theme. But of course there will be other angles on this now and later. So I won't go into detail exactly what that means, but I hope you will feel better about it in the future.
Well, that's good. That's all the Army and Navy. You got show them a little love too. So, sounds like we have some questions from Twitter. So we'll see if we can get those. First Twitter question. Tell us about the commander in UAV.
Oh, the UAV is something we introduced in actually the Bad Company series. We had the commander mode in Battlefield 2. The problem with the commander mode, well, the good thing was that it was a really cool thing to be able to control and give orders. The problem was that it was one player on each team. So what we did was we started to move down all the features that the commander had down to the boots on the ground. So now everyone can give orders. You can help people. You can do all the supportive actions that the commander could do, but you can do it with your boots on the ground. And we thought that was a better idea, because then everyone can choose if they want to use those abilities or if they just want to run and gun, because the game should be able to do both. The UAV, for instance, is something that we think is very, very cool, because again, it's a controllable vehicle and something that gives the same feeling as the Commander View did, but it's still user controlled, and it has some of the the cool features that people tend to exploit quite a lot.
So one of the other questions we're getting is, how is character customization going to work out for us?
We haven't gone into detail exactly how that will work, but we'll have a much deeper customization systems, and that's especially on the weapons and the gadgets that you have. So if we, for instance, Battlefield 2 or in Bad Company 2 had some levels of customizations, we will go completely crazy with that and make sure that you can customize your weapons and create the kit layout that you as your personality kind of deserves. We want the game to be that so they can play the game your way, rather than having a game telling you that this is how you should play it. So our 4 base kits is kind of your base personality, and then you can explore those through weapon unlocks and the different customizations to make your character more personalized. What we also notice is that some people actually have split personalities, so sometimes they want to go all in assault, or sometimes they want to go recon and just hide out in the bushes. So we don't want to create a career where you kind of lock yourself into a corner and then okay, today I want to do something else and I have to build a completely new character. You want to have that quick in and out feeling that you can easily swap depending on the situation and depending on map. You want the player to feel like you have control over the situation. And sometimes when the enemy starts to change their tactics, you should be able to change your tactics as well. So customization is really, really important for us in Battlefield 3.
Now, one of the other questions that we're getting is, we've seen a lot of the destruction level, and most of the stuff is on the outside. So facades, whole buildings falling, and the outside stuff. But is that going to carry over to the interior? So are we going to see interior destruction? So am I going to be able to go, if I know the guy's in the next room, are we going to be able to tear through a wall and inside a building?
That's actually up to, there's nothing preventing us from doing that when it comes to technology. This is more from a design perspective how we deal with that. So in some cases you will be able to go through walls, some cases you will not, depending on what we think is the best way to funnel the player. So, there's no straight answer. It's yes and no. We have the technology to do it, and we think that depending on the map, depending on the situation, we have different types of destruction, and the goal is to make it feel authentic. So we have a lot of balancing going on in the background.
So we're taking questions from Twitter, and another one that comes up, and I just want to confirm, I'm seeing it, so I'm assuming that it's right. Prone, it's all over Battlefield 3?
Prone is in the game, yes, absolutely.
All right. That's awesome. I mean, that's one of the things I know is a big, huge subject, and there's constant chatter about Prone and being able to do there. So more?
Another cool thing talking about Prone and maybe even more specific on the support class. We actually added unlocks for the support class. One of them is the bipod, which when you go prone, you can actually stabilize your gun so that you get a much better suppressive range. And you also have a suppressing system in the game where you actually slightly blur your vision of the enemy. If you get a lot of bullets in the air, that's kind of disturbing for the enemy, and we want to give points and awards for that in the game. So the supportive class is much deeper now than it's ever been before.
All right, awesome. So I think we're having more questions. Oh, here we go. We're getting another question. Will there be anti-cheat features in Battlefield 3?
Yes.
Are we gonna? Do we know yet what the is it Punk Buster? Is it gonna be? I mean, are we ready to say that yet?
I can't go into all the details, but one thing that we think is the most important feature is the dedicated servers. We don't want to give away complete control of the servers to the players, because we know people in general, they like to win, and sometimes they just do crazy things to do that, and that destroys the game. We want the game to be cheat-free, and that's why we're keeping our dedicated servers and also having a lot of other layers of anti-cheat in the game. Because again, it's not fun to join in a game where there might be cheating, because then if someone kills you, you might just say, yeah, it's, they probably used a hack or something. And you want people to feel comfortable going online knowing that there are no cheats going on.
That's the best way to go, best way to go. So will there be, talk to us, I guess, about the squad system in BF3.
Well, in general, squads is kind of equal to Battlefield nowadays. We want the game to be both squad-driven, so you have the choice to be in a squad, but also let the player not be in a squad. Because sometimes if you force the player into a squad, that might feel weird, because you don't have that player type or that player style. So the squad system will be similar but deeper than we had in, for instance, Battlefield Bad Company 2. So there will be a squad leader with some specific abilities. I won't go into the details on that, but there will be squad leaders in Battlefield 3.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks, Patrick. It's been great talking to us. Hopefully we're getting all their questions answered, so appreciate it. Hopefully. Have a great day. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and we're going to play a video.